Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Marion Busfield with Engaging Curiosity. This channel is here to support teachers with evidence-based classroom management strategies. I loved my time in the classroom, and I was privileged to spend 17 years with students in a variety of contexts. From K to 9 classroom teaching, I was also a special ed coordinator, so in charge of programming at the elementary campus at the school which I worked. And I loved every moment of it, and I learned so much. And I was a reading interventionist, so I should probably mention that. In that process, I obtained, the degrees that you need, the diplomas that you need, and of course, I got to attend any number of extra conferences in my role as a special ed coordinator. And I learned cutting edge strategies, um, the evidence, the research that was going on right then, and I'm here to share that with you. So let's buckle down and get started. Today's topic is impulse control, ADHD in the classroom, strategies for teachers to use. Have you ever just wanted to quit because the student keeps blurting out in class? ADHD, especially impulse control, can be one of the biggest challenges in the classroom. So for the student who has ADHD, this student is neurodivergent, and excuse my pronunciation there. This neurodivergence impacts their impulse control, learning, and their social interactions. Now, I know that many times as teachers, we just um, don't want to think of it this way, but in learning support, I discovered a lot of teachers just want that child fixed. Let's get them diagnosed, like diagnosis was going to fix the problem, or medication. And there are problems with that attitude. I completely understand the attitude, because when the pain is happening all day long to the classroom and the students, you want the problem to end. But we can't control all of that. And so we need to take the action. There is a cost of inaction to if teachers choose not to learn how to manage ADHD in the classroom. So the cost of inaction is disrupted learning, misunderstandings, and social challenges for the students, which is going to cause you a lot of problems. Never mind the student, you're going to be doing a lot of moderating of social issues and problem behaviors in the classroom. So really, the cost of inaction is huge for you and the other students and the student with ADHD. So it's time to get started. So the first thing I'm going to share is I have been diagnosed with ADHD. I got diagnosed as an adult. And the first time I was given meds for it, I took them for a little while. They had kind of an adverse reaction with me. So I stopped taking them. And then a few years later, I went to my doctor for something else. And she said, it could be one of these two things. So I was sent on to a specialist, and I was once again diagnosed for sure with ADHD. And I got the meds. And once again, I decided not to take them for a few different reasons, and part of me wishes that I could take them. I just feel that combined with some of the other things going on in my body and my life, that they weren't the right choice for me. I have a family member who is taking ADHD meds, and I am joy-filled each and every day when I see the positive impact that those meds have had on that family member's life. So I don't fall in either camp as to whether or not meds are the right choice. But I know that as classroom management or classroom teachers, that choice is beyond us. So it is crucial to address ADHD by supporting executive function skills in the students. And this not only aids your students with ADHD, but strengthens skills for all of our students, because executive skills are something that we develop as we learn and grow. Okay. So, and also keep in mind that not every student with ADHD is diagnosed. So we need and want to teach them those skills. And impulse control and blurting are both part of the are caused by problems with executive function skills. So let's talk about a little bit more about what executive function skills are. They are the mental processes that help us to plan, solve problems, and manage emotions. Supporting these functions helps students lead productive, healthy lives. And some will tell you there are some, if you do the research, you will see that some will tell you there are three main types of executive functioning: working memory, cognitive flexibility, and inhibition control. So we're going to dig into each of those a little bit. So just to be clear, if you do your follow-up research on this, some areas will say there's 3 types of executive functioning. Others will break those down into, the ones that I'm going to give you, and even more or even less. To be clear, I've just kind of picked these ones from the bulk of the research that I've seen. I'm not trying to quibble about the numbers. The reality is, ADHD, as in anything in the DSM-5, which is the diagnostic manual for medical practitioners that they must use to determine whether or not an individual has ADHD or anything else uh, in that area in mental health. The point is that all they do is they look at a group of symptoms and they understand, they label it this way. These group of symptoms are labeled this way, not this way, and this is what we do to treat that group of symptoms, because they all work together to create this thing. Now that's really simplifying it a lot, but the point is, I'm not going to quibble over how many of these are broken down into. I'm just giving you some rough information here on executive functioning, okay? Because it's a big discussion, some of this. And so the list goes on: organization, time management, defining and achieving goals, flexibility, observation, and stress tolerance. And as with any individual in life, those are all challenges that may be faced by individuals with ADHD or individuals without ADHD. And one of the reasons that you need medical practitioners to diagnose it is because those can be for a person who has anxiety or depression or OCD or ODD, or there's any, and it takes a medical practitioner that is trained to determine which symptoms they have and where they're grouped and how they fit together to give the best support to the individual. But these are the ones that we know fit within students with ADHD, because these are the ones that we want to support. We don't have to worry about diagnosing. We do need to know what it is we're looking to support. Okay, so in order to hack impulse control, we need to know the triggers that will create impulse control issues, which will dramatically change the classroom dynamic. Some triggers can include abrupt activity changes. They can have too many overwhelming options during unstructured time. Ticking clocks. I can tell you, sometimes I don't even hear it, and sometimes it's all I can hear. Rustling papers. Colorful bulletin boards for a student who's ADHD and is also a very visual learner. Colorful bulletin boards can cause distractions too. And I mean, I'm a fan of anchor charts to a degree. If you keep up all the anchor charts all year long and you have all these bright colors and bright bulletin, it's a lot. And so those are some of the kinds of triggers. And then what you need to do is, first of all, create the right awareness and environment. And then part of your environment is the tools that you use. For example, you might use a talking stick to make turn taking visual and clear when you're doing talking in a circle or problem solving between two students. You can also develop hand signals or visual prompts to gently remind students when it's time to wait before speaking. Might be just simple. I would often just make clear that the students, you can't see it, it's way off camera. I would let the students know like this. However, I also heard that sometimes the students found this a little off-putting. So you have to know your context. You have to talk to students, make sure everybody knows what the cue is, why you're using it. And for me, it was just an acknowledgement. I see you there, and I'm going to get to in a second, but I'm just going to finish with this student here. But know your environment, know your students, communicate well. So I will tell you, blurting, I know well. Students with ADHD in the classroom blurt because they have the need, and it's a need, to voice thoughts quickly before the thoughts disappear. They have difficulty in preventing immediate responses because of impulsive thought processing. And I have to tell you, even as an adult, I am working still really hard at waiting and actively listening, not just waiting to speak. I have to work really hard at listening and holding on to it. And then a lot of times I've lost my thought, which then makes me feel like a bit of a dud in a conversation, because they've just finished speaking and I might have lost what I wanted to say in response. I have decided that it is better for them to feel like they've been heard than for me to have a really solid response. That's what I'm working on right now. But the point is, I can tell you from personal experience, it feels like an absolute need to speak now. And one thing I saw a student of mine doing, and I realized, oh, that's how I look. If you ever see a student going like this, when you ask them a question, they're not ignoring you. They are looking for that thought. I do that all the time. Oh, I'm chasing it around in my brain. So that's the opposite of impulse control, but it's another response as all these things are coming in your brain and you have to find the right one to reply in that moment. And you know you've got it. It's just a matter of finding it. Okay, so we know that students with ADHD often feel the need to speak before their thoughts disappear. So what can you do to help? You can practice structured conversations where students can role play scenarios to learn waiting and active listening skills. Pair this with positive reinforcement such as verbal affirmations or a smile to acknowledge their efforts. Consider using behavior charts that incorporate rewards. If you like, I'm not really I have used behavior charts when absolutely necessary. It's a lot for my brain to track, so I'm not really a big rewards or behavior chart kind of person. I think it can be very isolating for a student, but you know what? You do you. And if it's required, it's required. So today we've been able to touch on a few of the strategies that support students with impulse control that leads to blurting. If you're ready to take your classroom management in general to the next level, download my gift to you, the free classroom management checklist. You can see over there on the screen on the far right. And you can download that by scanning the QR code just right beside me here. And that will take you to the page. Or you can use the bit.ly link right there. Just type that into your search bar, or you can find a link that will take you there in the description of this video down below. And it's free to you. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. I hope you join me again. You will see some suggested videos on the right of the screen. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It will help more than you need. More than you know, lots that I need. And hit the notification bell. I'd love it if you never missed an update. And because I'm here to serve you, to help you, and to be with you on this journey in classroom management, because teaching is just a grand passion, and it is what a joy to have it in your life. So again, thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.